at headquarters back in May. It was a fantastic event with strong attendance, and we're thrilled to keep this momentum rolling. Today, we're diving into all things tailgate, but with a Shamrock twist. While tailgating is traditionally linked to sporting events, we're broadening the scope. Think of this as inspiration for a corporate celebration, whether it's a kickoff to a sales meeting, a year-end milestone, employee or customer appreciation, a summer send-off, a company-wide challenge, or even rallying around your team on opening day. No matter the occasion, Shamrock is here to help create a memorable experience. We've lined up some amazing guests to join us today, each bringing fresh ideas, proven solutions to make your next tailgate simply unforgettable. Before we jump in, a few house cleaning issues, if I may. On the right of your screen, you're going to see the handout section. We have a handout in there, so please feel free to download that now. No worries if you don't have time or you don't want to do it now. Please reach out to your sales director, and they'll be able to send it to you if you're unable to do that. Are you new to our virtual events? Well, first of all, shame on you. Just kidding. We're glad that you're here, and we want this to be super interactive. So please use the chat feature throughout the event. We would love your feedback on the products and services that we're offering today, and please provide any ideas. But again, we want to hear you loud and clear. So prizes, that's right. Chatting earns you a chance to win. Our top chatters will be entered into a drawing to win some fabulous items that will be actually featured in our event today. So without further ado, let's get rolling. So our first guest is Javier from Showdown Displays. Welcome, Javier.
Hello, everybody.
I love your name. Love it, love it, love it. So tell us a little bit about Showdown Displays and what you and your team are seeing trending in the tailgate space.
As a side note, nothing to do with what I'm about to talk about. When my wife says if she ever leaves me, she's keeping my last name. So anyway, hello, everybody. I'm with Showdown Displays. We're a preferred manufacturer for Shamrock. We are headquartered outside of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and have a factory in Minnesota and one in New York. What we do is we manufacture signs, displays, outdoor and lifestyle events. So everything from a trade show booth to a table cover to a tent to a banner to a flag to a bag to a chair. So we have a lot of products where we allow companies to brand themselves and present themselves, whether they're doing an internal event, something as simple as a visitor's lobby or signage in a manufacturing facility, to a formal trade show or a public event. So it's a lot of different things. So I'm kind of excited to share a few minutes. Love the tailgate theme. I'm a big fan of the tailgate. I live in the South. So living in Tennessee, it's more about the tailgating because of college sports. It's a whole thing. So it's kind of fun to be able to talk about a tailgate and spend a few minutes with you guys on that.
Awesome. Let's, if we can, we'll bring up your presentation and you can run through some things. Excellent. Thank you.
Great. Yes. So this is just some of the categories. I'm not going to get too deep. It's just a gloss over to kind of give you different ideas. I always like to start with tents, tailgating, and every just simple outdoor events. Sometimes tents are good. We have a lot of choices from 5 feet all the way up to 10 by 20. 10 by 10 is the most common. That's what I'm sharing here. And on the left, you see our standard tent. That is our top seller. As you can see, we have tent walls and half walls and full walls. And we have a lot of accessories that go with the tents, including things to weigh the tent. So a couple unique things. Our standard, most of our tent frames, with the exception of the economy, but all the other ones, including the standard, they have a lifetime warranty on the frame. So that's peace of mind that if something happens, it's going to be replaced and taken care of. No questions. The other part to know specific about our tent is we have a patent on our feet. We learned that once you set up the tent, you need to be able to move it. And we had by far a lot of claims related to when you move it, the legs can bend because they snag. So we have a patent on all of our tent frames that have allow you the ability to, once you open it, you can slide it and adjust it, and it will not catch or bend your leg. So that's a couple of just a quick thoughts on tents. We have a lot of coolers, some large coolers, some with wheels, some carts. We have a lot of different size coolers as well for tailgating. You got to have coolers for tailgating. The one on the right called the Sasquatch is pretty different because it has a Bluetooth speaker built in, but of course.
Awesome.
And then we have different sizes, smaller, larger, with wheels, without wheels. The idea is that you can have a lot of, depending on what your needs are, you have a lot of options available to you to brand, depending on what you're needing. We'll mention also here that we do carry the Igloo brand. That is a made in the US brand. Tables, if you like to tailgate and take it or just do outdoor events, there are a lot of easily foldable, transportable options. So on the right's kind of a quick tailgating stadium table. The one on the left's called party table. I don't think I'm legally allowed to call that beer pong table, but it's officially our marketing team lets me say party table. But I've seen that being used quite a bit for that. We also have portable bars. So even if you're having more of a event that it requires having a setup, those are options that you can continue to brand and reuse over and over again. Lots and lots of chairs. Some of them are fun, so I like to show the different trends. They want different things, different options. The one in the middle, to the right, the double party chair, has a cooler between the two, cup holders, an umbrella. So it's a ready-to-go assemble for outdoor experiences. I think most people are used to the sports chair, which is the one on the left. So that's we also have a lot of colors and options in those. We do have some upgraded chairs as well. And even a rocking chair. So there's a lot of different things you can look at through this. You're talking about trends. We're seeing more and more needs for mini fridges, whether it's offices or gifts or whatever the things are. We have different sizes here. I don't have a slide here, but we even have a battery-powered mini fridge that apparently my 9-year-old granddaughter, I learned, has one for her makeup. No idea. So, we have decals, and we also have the ability, if you wanted to etch on the glass, we have that ability as well. Last couple things, we have some grills. We also have some, again, fire pits, some different options there. We even have a cool nightlife speaker for evening events. We have a lot of games. So a couple I wanted to share. The cornhole is very popular, a lot of different variations to that. The traditional wood, we do have a plastic one. We have one that has LED lights on the side, different colors, which is kind of different. Portable one, we also have one that is also a cooler. So last couple items is a football toss. We have several pickleball sets, a lot of popularity with that. We even have nets available. So there's a lot of different outdoor events and tailgating where people can have an event, brand themselves, or brand a particular message. I know we're limited on time, so I will check the chat for questions. And but also the Shamrock, your Shamrock contact. We have a virtual showroom that you'll be more than happy to tour. That would take you on a tour where you can see a lot of the products.
That's amazing stuff. And again, I see a lot of full color options that you have out there. Is there any graphic limitations to your products?
So no, typically it has to do with graphic sizes, depending on what you want to do. So for the most part, most of everything we print is full color. A lot of materials will dictate the process itself, but yeah, we don't find that we have too many limitations.
Well, I sell a lot of your product. Our team sells a lot of your product. I own a lot of your product. It's amazing quality, and we've had nothing but great success. It's awesome stuff for sure. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we want to cover. Okay, so one question that might come to mind is what is the minimum order on a lot of your products?
So most of our products in the line are minimum of one, where you have a lot of, some do have minimum order quantities depending on how custom it is, or if it's a specific product like umbrellas might be minimum of 12, for example. But I would say the vast majority, 80-85% of our entire line is minimum of one.
That's awesome. Great insight. Javier, thank you so much for joining us. Please stick around. Definitely want you to answer any questions that you got in the chat. Yeah, and you're not eligible for any of the prizes because you've donated some. All right, great. Take care. All right, my next guest is Molly from Maple Ridge Farms. Welcome, Molly.
Hello, hello. How is everybody today? I hope they're all have had lunch, because if not, you're all going to be leaving really hungry. That is always our goal.
I have not had lunch yet. I've not had lunch yet. I'm probably going to be in that category. So can you tell us a little bit about Maple Ridge Farms and what trends you and your team see when it comes to food-focused programs like we're talking about today?
For sure. First off, yeah, we're definitely going to talk a little bit about Maple Ridge and some of the different things that we can help you guys with. But all we do is food. When you talk about food trends, Maple Ridge Farms has been around for over 45 years now. I am in my, I believe, 16th or 17th season here, and I can't imagine being anywhere else. And our team has over 160 years combined of that,
Wow.
just service. So there's a lot that goes behind that. We are the foodie experts. It's not something we take lightly at all. And we are an FDA regulated facility. And tailgating is a huge opportunity. And like you mentioned earlier, it's not just necessarily a physical tailgating event. And it's not necessarily just football. We see it for all seasons here, just like Javier was saying. We see it for baseball. We see it for college sports. And there's a lot of places where the Maple Ridge line could really help draw things into those events. But one of the big things that we like to always make note of is that everything we do is imprinted, and it's going to be imprinted with your logos. It's not going to have the Maple Ridge name all over everything. Like a lot of the other big food gift companies, like the global food gift companies, are kind of plastered with their logo. We're really here to help celebrate your logo, your company. So that's always super important to us, as well as we never send any promotional literature or catalogs to your recipients if we're doing direct mailings. We want to really, again, focus on your branding. And we have a ton of different delivery options, whether it be tailgating or into quarter 3, quarter 4. We can ship bulk to one address. We can do individual drop ships to multiple recipients. We really work hard to make sure we have you guys covered. And before we get too far in, the elephant that's in everybody's rooms is all that stuff we're hearing with the tariffs that will not affect anything with Maple Ridge Farms. All of our food is USA made. And most of our packaging components are as well. So you're not going to have to worry, rest assured that we have you guys covered there, and you won't have that in the back of your mind as something you have to worry about. Tailgating is a huge opportunity, especially at this point in the year, along with room drop gifts, table favors, job fairs, any company-sponsored events like the tailgating. It's a great chance to let food bring everybody together. Here we go. Other than that, like what types of products are they using in those type of situations? Right now and throughout the entire year, anything charcuterie. Cheese and sausage is always in demand. It's one of our very first products in the line over 45 years ago, and it remains a staple. There's so many different ways we can bring that in. We also, anything snacky, anything bakery is really good through quarter 2, quarter 3, going into that summer, fall time. Those tend to trend a little bit heavier, as well as sweeter cards that we're going to talk about in a few minutes, because the opportunities with that part of our line are endless right now. But as far as tailgating ideas, again, the charcuterie, it's huge. Anything cheese and sausage. What you're seeing on the screen was a few custom projects we've done, because we do a lot of custom gifts as well. About 30% of what we do that leaves here is going to be customized in some format. So your imagination is our limit, really. The snack packs, like the popcorn and the little trail mixes and gummy bears, are always popular as well. We have canisters with the cookies, and then you see some custom kitted gifts. You can work with your Shamrock team to really create something 100% unique and out of the park, no pun intended there, to really create a custom gift. And I would be remiss if I did not touch on the holidays. I know we're in July, everybody's like, it's so far away, but they are coming quickly. And Maple Ridge really has you guys covered there as well, whether it be for individual recipients, products that can feed a whole group. If you're looking for savory or sweet, something of both, regardless of the budget or the quantity. We really have worked hard over the years to get everything kind of tied together so that we are your one-stop source for, gourmet gifting. And I mentioned sweeter cards, and this is something that's new to us. It's been part of our line for about a year. And we continue to see the possibilities with this part of the line work into off-season events, holiday events. It doesn't matter. It can really go all the way through. So what is a sweeter card? It is a full-color custom greeting card that has a chocolate bar inside or some other snacks as well. It's completely custom, edge-to-edge for color. You can get very detailed on, what you want that message to say and to look like. When we first brought the line in and acquired it, it was just the sea salt chocolate bar, which is fantastic. And there were some sugar cookies as well, which are really great and great for some of the warmer months. but we don't keep anything simple here in Maple Ridge. We want to make sure that you have a wide variety to choose from. So we have added some gummy bears and now the sour gummy bears. We got some chocolate pretzels. We have cookies. We have M&Ms. And they can be used as giveaways, as employee appreciation. We've seen them for the holidays. We can also, again, I mentioned individually drop shipping them, so we can send them right to the end recipients. Skies are the limit. And what I love is with that 4-color process, we can also coordinate. And we saw a lot of this last year as well, where a certain level of your gifting might be, you know, something like a single box, something maybe bigger for a higher level of your gifting. And we can make that cohesive and look the same message across everything. And like I said, customize, we do it all the time. And I will get into the chat in just a few minutes. There's been some amazing questions. We'll get those answered regarding some timelines and things like that. But there's plenty of time to get some of those ideas going. And this is what I love. Everything from Maple Ridge will always be shipped fresh, packed right before it ships. If you guys start going into big box stores in the next month, you're going to start seeing holiday gifts on their shelves already, meaning they were probably made a month ago and they're meant to be enjoyed in November, December. Not the freshest product to be giving your recipients. We will always pack everything fresh right before it ships. It's all about delivering on that Promolicious experience.
Promolicious. I like that.
Promolicious. And it really, really is. We are the food gift love company here. And like I said, you know, let's get some ideas out there and get everybody really drooling and make them hungry.
Awesome. Hey, Molly, what kind of information you typically need from our customers to help design these unforgettable treats and snack experiences?
A lot of our products, if it's things like the cutting boards and things like the gift towers and gift boxes, when they're foil stamped, all we need is a high-res logo, a nice vector logo to work with. Any of our full color items, we have templates out there. If your company has a design team that really wants to go that way, we can easily do it. But we also have some design inspiration that we can share, especially like with the sweeter cards. We have a link that they can go to, and it'll give you a ton of different ideas. And we can take that idea from, let's say, an example that's on a certain page and just very easily customize it to your colors, your branding, your message. So there's no need to have a full design team back there. We have you guys covered too.
Excellent. And so like my final question would be, what are the typical minimum order quantities for these type of products?
Our minimums, especially on the full color ones, have really come down over the years. Across the line, the minimums are going to range anywhere from 2 pieces on some of our large towers and gift baskets to a 36 or 48, excuse me, on some of the smaller ones. Our snack packs, like we showed with the popcorn and the little trail mixes, are going to be anywhere from 100 to 300, and we can work with that as well.
Okay, I did lie to you. I have one other question because now I'm thinking food. It's like, how is that delivered? Meaning it's like, okay, I'm going to order this. My event is, I'm going to say my event's going to be in 2 weeks. How does that all arrive? Meaning, and I'm talking about the charcuterie boards and things like that. So things that would be more perishable, if you will.
Yeah, it really just depends on the gift. We can ship chocolate all summer long. Never let that, you know, really be a hindrance. We do ship chocolate and the cheese all summer long. What I love about the way we develop the line is, like for charcuterie, an example, we'll have a variety of gifts and they'll have 2 different versions. There's going to have a version that has mild or medium cheddars or a Bella Vitanos, and we'll have a version that'll have a shelf-stable cheese. That shelf-stable cheese only means it doesn't need to be refrigerated until they actually open the bricks of cheese, and it is some of our most popular ones. You are definitely not losing anything quality-wise, taste-wise, texture-wise by choosing a shelf-stable item. But we also have the ability to ship with ice and insulation if we need to, and our ice and insulation is good for about 3 days in transit, which means for 90% of the country probably, everything can still go ground. We're simply just going to ship so it doesn't go over a weekend.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to cut you loose to get over into the chat, but incredibly unique offering. And I'm certain that most of our clients that are on here today didn't even know or realize that we can supply these items for their next event to make it next level and really make it memorable. So thank you for participating, and please feel free to jump into that chat.
We will. We'll get some of those questions answered for you.
Sounds good. Okay, last but not least, certainly not least, is going to be Jerry from Omaha Steaks. Welcome, Jerry. Thanks for joining us today. Jerry, Jerry, there you are.
There we go. Sorry.
The beauty of live
I'm
TV.
the technical one who's struggling today, so I apologize to everybody
Oh
there.
gosh,
I
we
know
all are. No worries. By the way, this is not our day job, right? This is just an add-on.
Yes.
So welcome,
Jerry.
Jerry. And listen, could you just tell us a little bit about Omaha Steaks and how Shamrock can get this into their customers' hands, and what trends you see from your team in the tailgating meat space?
Yeah, absolutely. And I do apologize if there's an extra noise. We were trying to figure that out right before the call, and I don't know if we figured it out or not. So please ignore it if it is. So Jerry Carnazzo, I've been with Omaha Steaks now for 12 years. I'm sure you have seen plenty of our commercials, our radio spots, and everything under the sun from Omaha Steaks. We spend a lot of money on that advertising, of course. We've been around for 100+ years. So with that is the reason why we are the America's original butcher. Basically what we try to tell people is we are your trusted source for direct to consumer products. What we're seeing this summer here right now is a lot of people are realizing grocery stores are expensive. I can buy in bulk, or if I'm a business, I could send it to my employee. I could send it to my customer and make a big impact in their lives. Really the trend we're seeing this summer is a lot of, employee gifting where it's, hey, maybe I can't pay you a little bit more money this summer, or I can't pay you that extra overtime, but I could send a bundle directly to your home, whether it's for a grill out for your family, it's a team bonding experience, whatever you might want it to be. We can build out custom packages. And that's where Tim's team comes in there. And you really need to just challenge them and say, hey, I love the idea of food. I love the idea of Omaha Steaks. How do we do it? And that's where we put our heads together, because we'll touch on it here later on our minimums, but really it starts at 1 and goes up to 10,000 if we wanted to. So I'm going to go into some quick other facts real fast on Omaha Steaks. So as I mentioned, we've been around for 100+ years. Really what sets us apart is we're a master of innovation. So everything from processing to packaging, logistics, the flash freezing, and the aging of the product. And that's what really separates us from a lot of the other competitors in the food space who are direct to consumer, essentially. So as I mentioned there, aging, one of the big questions we always get is what's the difference of getting your steaks compared to something at the grocery store? Well, we truly age our product. So everything you see is going to be aged for at least 30 days. And what that does is then we flash freeze it. So basically what happens is we know the optimal level for our steaks is going to be about 30 days of that aging process. And then at that moment, we flash freeze it. And the reason we flash freeze it there is it's locking in that flavor at 30 days. So, when most people think of a steak from a freezer, they're going to think of the ice crystals and everything else that comes from that processing. You do not get that with our product. It is truly flash frozen within 10 seconds right there on the spot. So it's exactly the flavor we want it to be for you guys. When you go to a grocery store, it's first in, first out. That's their model. That's not our model. We've been around for 100 years. We've kind of really taken that time to learn with our butcher process and what we are looking for in the meat. One of the big things is a lot of the meat that gets brought to us might not even make it to our consumers because they're not up to our spec. And that comes with that years of expertise that we've had in the space. So the next thing real quick would be, what do you guys have? What are your offerings? So we do everything obviously from steak, poultry, pork, smash burgers, sausages. That's really your tailgate home runs right there. We're also the largest seafood provider direct to consumer in the United States. Most people would not have any idea about that. And then we're going to have your holiday favorites. I think Molly said that earlier, holidays right around the corner, hams, turkeys, we have it all. And then lastly, the best of the rest, desserts, side dishes, appetizers. We have a full menu of items there for everybody. So if you like the idea of how to do Omaha Steaks, the next question is how do we actually do it? So we have a few different options. We can send directly to a consumer. So you'd send us your list. We would fulfill from there. We could do a bulk site. So if you wanted to hand everybody a turkey, a ham, a steak package, whatever it might be, we could send a trailer directly to your office. We can do a choice certificate where you say, I really love the idea of food, but what if they don't eat red meat? We'll give them a choice certificate. It could be the steak package. It could be the seafood. It could be the vegetarian option. It's all one cost to you guys, but it's really the gift of choice there to the recipient. And then lastly, what we're going to have is our gift cards. We all know we have gift cards. There's always a time and place. You guys can send out gift cards to your employees, to your customers if you wanted there. But really for us, the branding comes with our choice certificates. And the reason we would really like that here with our partners is because we could put your company logo on there. We put your messaging on there. And then when it arrives, you'll see that white cooler there. It's going to come then with your message and your logo on the shipping label. So the first thing that that customer or that employee sees is a message from you guys. So that's really our big differentiator there of getting your brand forward. And then lastly, I just put a couple of different testimonials on here. Really, the big thing for us is there is no minimum. 1 unit's really what it's going to start for us. Now, as we go more and more, we're going to build up on there. We could do more custom. We could bring in cutting boards. We can bring knives. We can bring in seasoning flights. Whatever your imagination would be, we could bring it into our coolers. The one thing we would ask is about 2 to 3 weeks of lead time to ship test a product. Let's say you really like something. You said, I want to do beer mugs in with these steaks. Well, we're going to have to make sure it ships and doesn't break, because that's a big thing. You know, as you guys choosing us as a partner, we want to be good partners to you guys. So we don't want an egg on anybody's face. So we always ship test anything new for us. And that's Omaha Steaks.
Man, that's awesome insight. So what are some of the key questions that we should be asking our clients to ensure that we curate the right mix of meats, meals? I know you guys do meals and other pairings for an event like this.
Really, you know, the big thing I would always ask is, you know, what is your goal? If it's to wow somebody, then we're going to look at a package that's going to have maybe a little more piece count. On the flip side, it could be, I want to send a very nice steak dinner. So it's really just figuring out the menu option for your gift recipient. And that's why that choice certificate is very powerful and impactful, because everybody is going to be slightly different. So you could have a freezer filler in there, but you could have a very nice steak dinner for 4, whatever it might be.
Excellent. Awesome. Well, I know there's not much time for you to jump into the chat, but please feel free to do so, because we're going to wrap this up. Our tailgate session for today is complete. I want to thank our guest speakers for their participation and their expertise. I also want to thank our loyal customers who have joined us today. Please let us know how we can make your next event a huge success. We'll be in touch with our chat winners early next week. Thank you for joining. Cheers.